Welcome to Toffee TV, it's the debate. We are building the ultimate Everton 11. We've done the goalkeeper, we've done the right back, we've done the centre backs, it's on to left back. Now listen, of course we're going to have slightly biased opinions in this because we can only really talk about the people that we've watched with clarity through our eyes, but I think I've looked at the left back position and it's opened some interesting possibilities. One being a player that neither of us saw in the flesh, but
Pistone.
I definitely saw Pistone in the flesh. I'm not going to say anymore. But someone that we didn't see in the flesh is a player that come to Everton in very, very much his peak years, and someone who won a World Cup playing for Everton Football Club. There ain't many players who can say that.
No.
That is, of course, Ray Wilson, who signed for Everton when he was 29 from Huddersfield. He'd been at Huddersfield most of his career. That was his club. He come to Everton probably for that big move, that big last money move, which, you know, in them days wasn't something that probably players did.
Jump. No.
But you know, I think he played over 200 times, over 250 times for Huddersfield, and maybe with the Wales, I don't really know, but maybe with wanting to galvanise his place in the England squad, maybe, or in the England team, he felt like he had to move to a club like Everton. He played 116 times for us. He won an FA Cup. He was part of the '68 team that lost in an FA Cup final, but he just left just ahead of when Everton won the league title 69-70 when he moved to Oldham through injury. So I mean, anyone who talks about Ray Wilson holds him in the highest the highest of highs, don't they? Because of course he played in a World Cup final and won a World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you say, we didn't have the opportunity to see him play. You'd see little bits and pieces, footage from, you know, but the footage isn't great then. It's not like they had, you know, the Sky Cam which goes on a player cam and all that. But apparently he was a very, very good footballer. My dad's told me many a time he was a very cultured left back. I think the older generation will all hold him in the highest regard, like you say, will all say what a fabulous player he was. And I remember Dave Hickson talking about him, saying he was incredible, good athlete, great left foot. So, you know, taking into account he was England's left back when they won the World Cup is a massive thing, and obviously was a cup winner at Everton, and like you said, runner up in '68, and you'd have to think if it wasn't for injury, he probably will have been part of that 69-70 side, although he would have been, what, 34, so in them days.
Yeah, and when he moved on, he moved to Oldham, so, you know, he dropped down, he didn't play that many games either, so it wasn't a case of, it was a case that he was probably really finished. A lot of people say he was very much like a modern left back, could get up and down, could provide, and especially in that England team as well, when, you know, it's called the Wingless Wonders, you know, it was very, it was a very narrow midfield, you know, so they would need players like that, so he obviously stood out, and I like the fact as well that he probably felt like he had to make the move to Everton to galvanise that spot, to become England's left back, to be part of that team, which showed at the time what Everton were all about. I think going out there and getting the best players they possibly could, and obviously off the back of '66 we went and got Alan Ball as well. It was a different era, though. It was a different time, wasn't it? Because you said right at the start, I think players didn't really move around. If you players moved, they've always moved, but not in the numbers which they do now. And you know, if the 80s, when you think of that, and you know, I always say this, and you know, I feel for some of the kids nowadays whose perception of football is totally different than the way it was, because in the 80s, when you were building a team, and it would have been the same in the 70s and it would have been the same in the 60s, when you were building a team, generally that team was in your mind, that was 3, 4, 5 years, that team. It wasn't, oh, we've got these 3 young kids and like Chelsea are gonna, or City are just gonna come and take them. It didn't really happen. You bought the odd player. So Everton at that time as well were able to do, because they were one of the biggest clubs around, and they were able to go and get, you know, like you said, you mentioned Alan Ball and people like that, Ray Wilson, they were able to go and get them. They were a draw, and it was a draw at a time when not everybody would be fighting for the same player.
and you wouldn't be losing out. So a lot of teams had really good players, and obviously the sub thing as well. So if you were making the move, you had to.
Yeah, you were playing, weren't you? You were playing, and also I think in that time as well, it truly was a pyramid. Football in this country was a pyramid system. Obviously, you didn't have foreign players coming in at the time either. So players would want to go up, play for the best teams. Clubs would allow their players to go up to the best teams, knowing that at some point those players would probably filter back down as well. You know, in the way it was a proper pyramid system. So he at the moment, you know, you look at that and you think, well, he's won the World Cup, so he's going to take some budging for me. Let's move on.
Okay.
Pat van der Nauw,
Psychopath,
the legend of who, you know, not only a legend but the mystery. The man is a mystery. We've been in his company quite recently, and even now there's an air of something, isn't there? You can't quite put your finger on it.
Got a bit of an aura about him.
He's a character, and he's seems, you know, and you can imagine
have a few words.
Yeah,
is what
a man
he
of very few words.
Yeah.
But you can imagine at the time, you know, I remember just remember watching him, and just there was an air about him, and there was also, as I say, there was the psychopath tag was a big part of it. You know, this quiet, menacing player that run through brick walls, and there was also a lot of stories off the pitch. I was too young to know too much about that, but you got a sense that the man enjoyed himself while he was at Everton as well. But again, what a tremendous footballer.
Scary is what I'd said. Trained with him. I was at Everton, terrifying fella, because he didn't speak. He just give you a look, and you just think, especially when you were a kid. But I remember we had John Bailey in there, and we won the FA Cup. John Bailey was a good footballer. I think a lot of people forget that John Bailey was a good footballer, had a lovely left foot. The most not looking like a footballer type footballer, if you know what I mean. He didn't, but he had a really nice left foot, and like you say, we'd won the cup, and it was mad, because obviously I was when we got Van der Nauw, I think I was 12, and I remember going to I think it was Sheffield United at home in the League Cup, and he was playing, and I was like, I just heard we were linked with this player the day before. He started that game, he beat Sheffield United 4-0 at home, and he was playing. He was like, he was good, and we were like, where's he come from? Because it wasn't, it's hard for people who are watching to grasp that now, because nowadays, weeks before what's happened, you can go and look at him. But in them days, you literally went to the Echo, when the Echo was good, was a bit fairer, and everything in its distribution and all that, and you just seen that thing, Everton, after this Birmingham City left back, and he come in, and you were like, well, John Bailey's a Kevin Ratcliffe had played there and stuff, and the next minute he starts and he's in, and then he was just in, and then he just got better and better. And I think the thing what was different about Pat van der Nauw was he was a right-footed left back, so he could use his left foot, but primarily he'd check back on his thing to cross it. But great athlete, solid, come from that Birmingham City side that had Mark Dennis. Do you remember Mark Dennis?
No, I don't remember Mark.
Right, okay, well, Mark Dennis, just put it, Mark Dennis is on YouTube. Okay. Because, fucking hell, some of the tackles he done, wow, strong. But there was a tough Birmingham City side, and I think Pat just had that. That's what he'd been brought up with. So he come in and he added a little bit of steel, a bit of height to that defence as well. And he fitted in fantastically well. Just got in and basically was never out the team. He played centre half at times when we needed him to. Always done a good job. We won the league, European Cup and stuff. FA, didn't win the FA Cup, but got to cup finals and stuff. Won the league again, and then obviously other stuff took over. And,
he become. I mean, played 135 times for Everton, scored twice. Obviously, the winning goal at Norwich City in '87. What was his other goal?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I have just dropped that on you, like.
I think. the Norwich one is obviously imprinted in the brain, and swept it in inside the 6-yard box. Van der now another goal. Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Right, okay.
I don't know.
Leave it with me because it might just jump.
He left the club in '89. He went to Spurs. I think the
yeah.
Do you think, what was it that he left for? Do you think it was he can we say
he got an injury and was out for a while.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah,
and then because he was out for a while, well, we brought in Neil Poynton.
Yeah.
Right. Disser.
Yeah.
So Disser came in and done all right, to be fair, because Pat. Other.
Was the source of the injury? It was off field.
Apparently, it was a blood disorder. Sorry, Japan's a score.
Yeah, I know.
It was a blood disorder.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, nobody seen him for months. And
yeah.
You know what? Nobody seen him for months and other stuff. And then he when he come back from the injury, he wasn't the same. And the team had all, I don't want to say moved on, but it kind of, it changed and it broke on. Poynton was in and it was, you know, it was one of them, and he just wasn't the same player. And I think Everton, in them days, it wasn't like, oh, Spurs are a bigger, or whatever, they'll do, but it was a case of Everton going, yeah, you know, we're going to move you on because we've got other ideas the way we want to go. And he went, and it wasn't one of them. When Trevor Stephen and Gary Stevens left, and people like that, Lineker, and you were like, because they'd been like real thing, and you weren't ready for them to leave. I think when Pat left, he'd been in and out the team and just wasn't quite the same. So you were like, oh, you know, sorry to see him go because he's been a part of something that was incredible, but it wasn't one of them where you were like, oh no, we're not going to be as good now.
Which is strange because he was only 28 when he left.
He just wasn't the same.
But he wasn't the same, was he, when he went to Spurs? And
I think, the other thing about Pat as well is, having been in his company as well, seeing the way the other players looked after him. Once those players kind of went,
and we've seen that
recently. So when them players went, it wasn't quite the same for him. And I think there was other players were there, and you know, once Reedy left, even though Snods looked after him.
There's a big social part of that. 85 team, wasn't it? That they were all together, and listen, there was stories about Pat where they'd play a game on a Saturday and no one would see him till the Friday. He'd come in and train and would be brilliant and play brilliantly on the Saturday, and then be the same again. It was just, that's just the way life was, and it was
because he performed.
They let him do it. And then obviously, so things changed at the club. Maybe the game got more professional or whatever, and he went to Spurs. He ended up marrying a controversial lady, let's just say, and then Mandy Smith, and then I think he went to Millwall. And then he ended up going to South Africa and becoming a gardener.
Whatever.
Where he didn't really know what was going on, and he basically popped up on the radar a few years ago and didn't even realise that Everton only held him in such high regard. Because he basically just cut himself off from football.
I think the thing with him is when you know, anyone who's watching has met him as well, it's just not the same when you meet him as when you watch them and you imagine. Very quiet fella, very, I don't want to say embarrassed by the fact of how good he was, but he's probably quite humble, because I think, I don't know, I'm just not sure.
He strikes me, and listen, I don't want to sort of try not to say the wrong thing, but he strikes me as somebody who has been he's been done to badly by the media and stuff when he was at Spurs, and he was in a relationship with said controversial woman, and because of that is quite suspicious of people's motives. And again, when he's back at the club now, and I know for a fact that when he will only do things like interviews when he's got those people round him that he trusts. So he did something with Sky and would only do it because Derek Mountfield was there. Deggsy's his mate. He did something recently we went to see, and he would only do it he was only comfortable doing it with having those people around him. He wouldn't do those things on his own.
No,
so I think he's actually was one of the first victims of
like
tabloid like rag story, you know, Sunday morning stories. So you can understand why he's quite guarded about
him. And I remember it was all about him and Machiavelli. Remember Frank Machiavelli?
Yeah,
it was all about, because he was another one. He was with Jill Thingy, the Page 3 model, and that was the same with him. It was Pat was on one, and especially when he went down to London, it was and then you're right, it did from then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, didn't it? So but yeah, you know, fantastic for that period of time. And he came in, and from where he come from, he was fantastic. He played for Wales, Belgium, Wales, and was.
But that was the other one, wasn't it? He came from Belgium, but he had UK citizenship, so he could play for anyone that he wanted to. And Kevin Ratcliffe basically just convinced him to play for Wales.
Then Sue got him, and he went and played some games for Wales. He was a good player. If you know, if things would have been a little bit different off the pitch, his career might have been even better than what it was. But he looked back and go, well, I won the league, and I, you know, won a European trophy, and I played in cup finals. So you know, I had a good career and played for international football as well. So there you go, and you know, that's what he is, and he was a great defender for us.
Let's move on.
Yeah,
the 90s. Andy Hinchcliffe. He came in 21-year-old from Manchester City.
I thought he was a little bit older than that.
From Manchester City. Played 182 times for us, 7 goals. Wasn't great at first, was he?
He was better going forward than he was defending. To be fair, he was like a modern day left back now. Really, I think did very well in this era with the left foot. Being in that City team, hadn't he, with like Paul Lake, David White,
all
and all, and
they
beat United 5-1 at Main Road, and they were an exciting young team, and we got him. We bought, wasn't Howard, I think Howard Kendall sold him to us, because I don't think Howard fancied him that much really, because I think he was he wasn't great going the other way, so he come into us, and Colin Harvey bought him. He come in, and obviously Howard rocks back up, and he's probably thinking, oh, for free. And he bobbed around, he was in and out, he had a great left foot, like you say, but you just weren't convinced by him. He was he was a decent enough footballer, but at that time, and again for people watching who were probably maybe too young at that time or whatever, we're talking like 1991, so Everton have been league champions 3 seasons ago, and that's everyone's bar. Can we win the league again? So players like Andy Hinchcliffe, who were a decent enough player, a lot of people deemed him not good enough, because they wouldn't have got in our side a few years ago. And that kind of, you know, and it was right, because there was a lot of players we had at that time that wouldn't have got near our team 5 years before. And when we've done the manager stuff on this show, we go through the players who've left them replaced with, you can see what happened with Everton. But he was one that when Joe Royle came, he really, because I think he probably thought he was on his way out the club again. I would add him, but like I say, I'm not sure I would really loved him. I think he sold him again, didn't he, when he came in 90? He got rid of him again. So I don't think Howard was his biggest fan.
No.
I think he thought he was a decent enough player, but there was other things. But Joe came in, and obviously, Mike Walker had him first, and I think Mike Walker scored that free kick for us down at QPR, didn't he? That was under Joe, wasn't it? But Mike Walker had seen that he had a nice left foot, and he was in and out, but he really took off for that couple of years under Joe. Yeah,
when Joe came in, and Joe changed the team around, and obviously the Dogs of War team,
give him a bit more protection.
You know, but he played left midfield as well.
He did.
Played left midfield, but obviously he was like, that's the way the team was built. The way it was like, he was our like.
For a while, he was the creator.
He was the creator, wasn't he? Just from his left foot.
Yeah.
You know, it was a case of like the back four. We had Gary Yabler playing left back, Unsworth playing left side of centre back, and we had him playing, and it was almost like special teams. It was like special teams in American football. It was like get him into the right areas, whether it be in you know, left-hand side to knock a ball through, or from set pieces. And early on, it was all about the set pieces. Joe Royle's first game, the derby, the ball was absolutely amazing. He did it again against Leeds. You know, exactly the same kind of goal. And he just grew.
Man U later in that year.
He just grew as a player from the confidence that setting those goals up, and then we started seeing him taking the set piece, like free kicks, and you know the one against QPR, it's unbelievable. And he just turned around and just went like that. His free kick, I mean, man, because he only scored 7 goals. He actually scored more goals for City and more goals for Sheffield Wednesday. But he just grew as a player, and then, you know, there was talk of England, and he played a few times for England, and then you started getting other clubs sniffing around and bigger clubs. And the irony is, he ends up leaving the club for Sheffield Wednesday. But at the time, I remember he had a bad injury as well, didn't he? He had a bad injury when he was actually at his peak.
He was flying for us.
He should have really probably gone to the Euros '96, but he got this bad injury, and it probably stopped him playing his best football, because he reminds me of Baines a little bit, where I don't know, I
think Baines was a better footballer.
Well, we'll come on to Baines, but the point is, what I'm saying is that the confidence of maybe creating goals and just momentum, and a manager who believed in him, just pushed them that little extra bit and got maybe that player that had been inside them out.
But that's what it is, isn't it? Trying to get the best of someone. You can see someone and go, oh, he's got loads of talent in, but if you can't produce it for whatever reason, players fall by the wayside.
I mean, he wasn't a left back that would go past people. He wasn't that kind of left back, but he was the kind of left back that he had a great left foot. I mean, out of the 4 players, Hinchcliffe, I think, probably has the best left foot. Bainesy maybe, but it's just the way he used to just what I mean from that is, like, just you look at like the dead balls, like the corners, and how we could put it, you know.
But he'd go for areas though, wouldn't he? Don't forget, we also at that time we had people who would attack the ball, mate. Where Bainesy has had a team that can't win a header in a box. He put some fantastic deliveries in. If we had Duncan on the end of him, it'd be a different story. But no, he did. He done very. You're right. The confidence grew and grew, and he got better. And he got to the stage where you were like, oh my God, he's amazing. He'd get a corner or a free kick, you were like, got a chance here every single time, because his left foot was that good. Teams were petrified of him because he could put it on a sixpence, and it was a miss really, rather than.
And we'd also create opportunities, so that he could, in real play, where he could get his left foot and wrap the ball around it from like either left back.
He was never running past
people.
He was a
bit like it doesn't sound weird, but it's a bit like, like Beckham would get himself wide and almost throw a cross in
without a trick.
He had that. That's what he had in his locker, and it was sad because when he left, you know, everybody knew he was leaving. It was Everton was skint. They had to sell him. He was one of the
saleable assets.
One of the sellable assets, and Sheffield Wednesday came in for him. And
they were still a Premier League club then, weren't they?
They were, but I'm saying they're not. You know,
no,
it's sad that he didn't go to one of the top clubs, because he probably could have gone to one of the top clubs. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe that injury set him back. I just remember him. He had, towards the end, he had these Boss boots. They were like a mad Italian make, and they were like
Mizuno.
No. Japanese. It was like it might have been Kronos or something like that. But I remember they were Boss.
Loved the boots.
They were like proper blue boots. Like they were like proper. When these went before, like proper coloured boots were in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he threw them into the paddock because he knew it was his last game. Because he didn't really want to go, but he was a sellable asset. And
that's it. If someone comes in,
Howard, as you'd already said, wasn't. Which again, I think that was a blind spot.
Yeah,
that was a blind spot for Howard. That
was a massive mistake, because we didn't have real quality behind him. We didn't go like, well, we're selling him because he's Boss.
Well, we had Bawley.
No, but Michael Ball was, and even Ball went into the centre of defence and was better centre of defence. Yeah, but Hinchcliffe could have played in front of him.
No.
Or Ball could have played in front of him. You know what I mean? He had experience. He'd won the cup. He'd played under Joe. He'd been in a good side. He got that. He played for England. you don't throw, well, or you'd like not to throw that away, especially in Howard's team when, to be honest, mate, that's
garbage.
So
absolutely garbage.
You know, it's no wonder he was one of the only ones who they were able to sell, because, you know.
Let's fast forward 9 years, 2007.
Yeah.
23-year-old Leighton Baines.
Again, he's older than you'd think when he come.
Rocked up at Everton after leaving as a youth, going to Wigan. Come back. Told Roy Keane, going to Everton. A player for the first couple of seasons at about this time. Again, we're talking about players playing out of position. Lescott playing left back. It worked. And then once Lescott got inside, Baines come in, and a player who is very much the model for a modern left back. He is the modern left back.
Yeah.
Been at Everton for 10 years, played 334 times, got 29 goals. It's been absolutely amazing. And do you know, when you talk about players deserving to have won something, he deserves to have won something at Everton.
He does. Could have gone as well to Man U, wanted him, and I think he probably thought, I might go just because I might win a trophy there. Whereas, but you know, we didn't want to sell him, and he didn't spit the dummy. He just got his head down. He didn't make any noises. He got his head down and carried on. And he's been fantastic for Everton Football Club. I was a centre forward, so I love my strikers. They're the ones who you tend to love as the thing. But him as a defender, I absolutely love him. I still love him now, and it makes me laugh when people tell me he's finished. I just think, I'm just not having it. He's not the same player, of course he's not, but finished, do me a favour, he's still better than most left backs in the Premier League, and that's a fact. It's just an absolute fact. Yes, the sprinting up and down ain't there anymore, but as a footballer and as seeing things and everything else, just what a fantastic player, what a fantastic bargain he's ended up being. I remember, I'm quite sure you do remember the free kick he scored for Wigan against United, and he just leathered it, and it was like, we were like,
I remember the one he scored against Ipswich in the Championship. It was just unbelievable. He just smashed it and that was the one that sort of, when people were like, oh, they've got a good young lad, he looks so young, and then it was like, he was Scouse, and he was at Everton. It was
like Cresswell's path, but the other way. But he was just great, and I was made up when we got him, because he was a footballer, and when you watch him come in, you'd see the way he'd get the ball out of his feet. He was able to properly play. If you know what I mean, he's so comfortable on the ball in that position, and he'd curl balls into strikers' chest and and you were like, this kid's unbelievable. Like, because Lescott was great at left back, but he was strong and powerful. Do you know what I mean? He could go past players, but it was the power, whereas Baines was a clever footballer. And then obviously when Pienaar come in, he just went up again another level, didn't he?
When Pienaar got on that left hand side, they're just match made in heaven. You know, you can't talk about it enough, and we probably have talked about it more, but it's just a phenomenal partnership, and they just work so well together, and got the best out of each other. And as you say, even in them days though, Baines didn't fly down the wing. It was the movement between him and Pienaar that allowed him to get down the wing, and that's what's been missing out of Baines' game in the last 3 or 4 years.
I don't know about you. Well, no, we do know, because we've had this discussion. But I think the fact he hasn't had someone regular in front of him who's been very good on a consistent basis, people don't look at that problem. They just go to Baines, because Baines isn't as creative as he was, and you go, no, but you know, if you put someone in front of him who's good at what he does, Baines would be better, because he'd have a bit more time. You see it when he went out the team. Marty, you know, God bless him, Martina played in there, and you were like, oh my God, we've got nothing at that. And then the next one, Baines come back in, and it was like, look at us, the way we can go forward. And it's no coincidence our results got better and better when Baines come back in. I accept we need another left back, but no, you know, I'm not blind to it and going, but not telling me he's not still a massive part of our first team.
It's not just that, he's a massive part of the club. He's a massive part of leadership and just just having people around the club who know what they're doing.
And look at the young lads like the Tom Davies and Don Calvert-Lewins who were with him quite a lot, and Jags and that, you know, that's what you need. You can't. I think we've suffered more than anything when Koeman come in, because I don't think Koeman tried to foster any kind of dressing room spirit. I think him being so aloof. It's only, you know what? It's only, I know this is just going off the tangent just very slightly, but I've been been doing loads of reading about Matt Silver and all ex-players from each different country, all saying how important he makes that team ethic and that team. And it just reminds me of David Moyes, because that's what Moyes did. He made sure that there was a team spirit there, and then when people come in, they bought into it. And I think that's what Everton have lost over the last couple of years. So it's vital to have people like Baines around and Jagielka, who have been, Seamus Coleman's another one, who are like, look, this is us, you know, and this is what we do. And he just seems like listen, let's be honest, he's the fucking coolest player.
He's the coolest man in football.
He's the coolest player we probably ever had in our history. Well, you know, obviously people.
But even now, you look at him and you mentioned there the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin and the likes of Tom Davies. You know, there's over 10 years between them, but they all seem to get on because they've got similar interests, and he doesn't live this life of like a footballer where it's all bling and all that.
And I think Davies and Dom's a little bit, but he's not bad. And Tom Davies, it just isn't, is he? So, you know, he's got his Instagram account with his photography, and they're always feet. And them three are. You seen that video not long ago when they went to, was it Garner's birthday on the Ash, whatever, and Davis and Baines arrived and all that, because that to me is so key. That Tom Davis and Calvert-Lewin and that John, I've got someone like him.
Definitely. And I like about someone like Baines is you'd always see pictures of him in town, in Liverpool city centre, with pictures with people, and you think, there he is, he's a lad just going around town, he's taking pictures of stuff, and people stop him and he'll have a picture taken with him. Whereas some footballers may never have, who play for Everton, may never have gone anywhere in the city, apart from places that you know, Everton have took them as not even that, just places that the club have taken them. You know, and I like that. I like the fact that he's
grounded.
He's grounded in the city, and
Seamus is like that, and that's the more players you've got like that, the better.
But it keeps that connection, doesn't it? Keeps that connection between the fans and the players, and that they're the players we tend to.
But that's what we've lost. They're the players. Feel like going a match the last few years that's it's like that now, and it never was. Even with Moyes' team, there was that strong bond, and there was that, you know what I mean. And I know you get that with when you go and buy players, and you know, you spend more money and they come in, but that's why
you need some though, don't you?
You do.
You need the balance.
You've got to have it, because otherwise you do get people who just take care of themselves. Actually, who just go, well, I'm just looking after myself. You know, I'm here for the money, nothing else. Whereas if you've got lads who make them feel well, you know, who I would say is really seem to have bought and right into it, and it's because of the likes of Baines, Cenk Tosun, come in from Turkey. He's out with that, you see pictures with them, he's right into it, Everton, he's in the city having pictures, and you need that.
Well, what I would say about Leighton Baines is that you know, he will be replaced, right? He will, at some point,
and rightly so.
But the most important person in the equation for replacing Leighton Baines is Leighton Baines. You get the feeling that if Everton bring in a young left back who is going to be the future, it'll be Leighton Baines who helps him take his place. Because he's not stupid enough to think. You have some footballers think that they're going to live forever, and that if someone comes in, it's almost, they see them as rivals. Now, of course, if you're 25, 26, but if you're 33, and you know that spot's not going to be yours forever, it's how you manage it. And I think Leighton Baines would be the first to say, well, if someone comes through the door, I'm going to put my arm around them, show him exactly what's expected at Everton Football Club and what he needs to do to take that shirt off me.
Say we get Plattenhardt from Germany, for argument's sake. You know, we've been heavily linked with him, got a lovely left foot. He's going to need Baines' input. He's going to need Baines to put. And you go to match and you go, oh, Plattenhardt's not playing today, but Leighton Baines is. You're not going to go, oh, are you? Because That's what we need. And you know what? Baines and him working together this season could mean that he's then brilliant for 5 or 6 years because of that in and out with Baines. Because let's be honest, Marco Silva said this, and I know again we're going off a little bit, but you want the competition all over the park, and you want the competition to be good. So you want Baines, and you don't want his competition to be Martina, who you go, we can't lose Baines. You want to go, well, you know what? But anyway, who's going to be the left back in our all-time Everton 11?
I
think we might differ here. And I'll give you the
I can't though. I can't. I don't know if I can say. In my head, I feel like it has to be Ray Wilson because he's won a World Cup at Everton Football Club. But, and I know every week so far it's been like it's gone. The cast and vote is almost. There's two of us, but so the cast and vote's almost been what they've won.
Yeah,
hasn't he?
Yeah.
And. So go on. Tell me what you think should be.
I think it should be Pistone because no, I think, to be honest, I can't see past Leighton Baines. Okay. I can't. Listen, I know, and you're right. So I'm kind of contradicting.
No, you're not contradicting yourself because what you're saying, because that's the cast and vote in a way what they've won. The way I look at it is, you've got to. I suppose you've got to. I'm trying to make sure that we are not getting stuck into a players we've seen thing. So, Leighton Baines. I'm going to say it like this to them.
Yeah, go on. Then.
Leighton Baines is Everton's greatest left back. Is that what you're telling me? No, that's the way you've got to look at it.
Okay.
So Leighton Baines is Everton's greatest left back.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying to me.
That's my opinion. Okay. He's Everton's greatest left back. Ray Wilson, I know, and like my dad would probably be like, oh, I don't know, but I never seen him. I know.
What does your dad think of Leighton Baines?
Thinks he's fantastic.
Does he think he's better than Ray Wilson?
I don't know. I haven't asked him.
Ring him.
I'll ring him. Shall I ring him?
Ring him.
I'll ring him right now.
Ring him right now.
You keep talking. I'll
just ring him.
I'm ringing him.
I want him just to say, Dad, we're doing a video right now. We're basically live.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
There's no answer.
Here we go. He's in work, like, we'll whether let's hope he answers it.
This is happening.
But that's why.
We're doing it. I want to know. He's not answering.
That's what.
He's not answering the phone.
How can you not answer?
He's not answering the phone.
Dad, just answer the phone.
Doesn't know.
Dad, just a dead quick one. Yeah. We're just doing a video, kind of live, about Everton's greatest ever players, right? And we're on to left backs. Now, we've got Ray Wilson or Leighton Baines. I've gone for Leighton Baines because obviously I've never seen Ray Wilson, and Baines has been around for 10 years. But in your opinion, you're having the cast and vote here for our team. So in your opinion, who was better, Wilson or Baines?
In my memory, it's Ray Wilson.
Okay.
He's gone Ray Wilson.
All right, that's fine.
He's gone Ray Wilson.
No worries, that's fine. All right, nice one. I'll see you after.
Bye.
All right, love you. See you later. Ta-ra, mate.
Right, he's gone Ray Wilson, so I think we've got to put Ray Wilson in.
He's gone Ray Wilson.
So we've got to put Ray Wilson in.
And he loves Baines.
So that's why I thought that was an important thing to do.
Yeah. I'm going with it. I'm going with it because he's gone. Me personally, it's Leighton Baines, but like I said, I never seen Ray Wilson. My dad's seen him, and he loves Leighton Baines, and he said it's Ray Wilson.
So we're going Ray Wilson.
So then. Ray Wilson is in there.
I mean,
who would you? Are you doing the same as me?
I can't look past the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I know it's not. I know that he didn't win that as an Everton player, but I just I just can't.
Well, he won an FA Cup with Everton.
Exactly. And I can't look past that. As I love Leighton Baines.
No,
you know how much I love Leighton Baines, and I love Andy Inchcliffe, and I sort of love Pat van der Nauw, even though he's a lunatic. But it's just when I look at it and I say it's all right going, well, who's the best left back? But then you take a step back and you go in the 139 years of Everton Football Club, right?
We've only ever had one World Cup winner.
You've got if you're saying who is the greatest left back, and then you go, well, we had a left back who won the World Cup, right?
An FA Cup.
And an FA Cup playing for the club, and probably would have won a league title. How can you not put that person into the team? That doesn't quite sit right with me. And I think that was an important thing to do, to ask your dad who's seen them all.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
So Ray Wilson.
Yeah.
Ray Wilson has gone in. I bet you'd have grown my dad, and he said Ray Wilson. He would have told the fuck off.
I wouldn't have said it. You should have rung Bob and asked him. What do you think your dad would say? Wilson.
He probably would have gone, have you got that car fixed yet? I don't know the honest question, but I thought your dad knows his script, so he's the cast and vote. He's the cast and vote. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. You know, even if you didn't see Ray Wilson, do you understand why he would have to be the greatest left back who's ever played for Everton? Or not? Listen, it's all opinions. So,
that's all it is,
and if it might, you know what, you might say Pathfinder now. Someone might be screaming at us. Dave Hamilton, he'll be screaming right now at us, going, Pathfinder now, what are you on about? Let me know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Who is Everton's greatest ever left back? Most people have agreed with the team so far. Is it Ray Wilson?
Seems looking good, don't it?
Yeah,
that's a good.
It's gonna get so much harder though.
No,
my God!
I can see further down the line.
It's getting. We might need to play 7 centre forwards. The way it is.
What about the midfield? I've just. Oh my word.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. That's for another day.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching Toffee TV. We'll see you later.